Stevie here. I'm in the neighborhood. Never been to Madame Tussauds. So I'm gonna do a little something different. I'm just gonna commentate throughout this whole vlog because there's so much music, crazy loud music popping off everywhere. This is off Hollywood Boulevard. This is kind of my neighborhood here. You know, I lived in this area for quite some time. Yeah, and then the first thing you see is Incredible Hulk. Then you see the homeboy Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. And you know, I and then Maryland, and then you know, I already had talked to some of the employees as far as vlogging in there, and they said it was cool. And so I recommend going at night. I went at night because I was just at the mall. Look, so it's like $35. That's how much I paid, and I basically had the whole place to myself. So I'm rolling in here, and then the first person I see is the homeboy Danny Trejo. I mean, that's a good start, and that actually looks exactly like him. Yeah, I mean, look at that, even the tattoos and everything. And so what happened was I entered this place wrong. It broke up into two different sections, and this was the right way to go. Like, I thought maybe it was that elevator, but the thing is, when I walk in here, I'm about to walk into the elevator because they didn't explain like where to go. So I go in here, and I was just kind of like, I was kind of freaked out because I'm like, well, there's no one here. And see, I didn't even read it, but I pressed 2, and I was supposed to press 3. So I'm now in the main room, the first room. You see Charlize Theron. You see the homie Morgan Freeman and George Lopez, Johnny, Conan. My favorite Charlize Theron movie is Monster. Where she plays Eileen Wuornos. I highly recommend you seeing that. And then my favorite Morgan Freeman movie is Shawshank Redemption. Conan O'Brien. I've always liked Conan. He's really witty. Simon Cowell, I don't know. I'm whatever about, you know. I like Simon. But look at this handsome guy. I mean, if you're a straight guy, I mean, you would still kiss that man. I mean, look at that chiseled chin and perfect face. And even look at this Lady Gaga. That freakishly looks exactly like her. Brad Pitt looks very, very accurate. Even J-Lo, huh? But to keep in mind, I'm here all by myself. I have the whole place to myself. And it's more, being here at night by yourself, it's more like, you want to go to a haunted house, go here to Madame Tussauds, because Ariana, but look at this handsome guy. Look at this chiseled face. Leonardo DiCaprio. My favorite movie of his, Basketball Diaries. And This Boy's Life. Yeah, I mean, he's been in so many movies, you know, he's just, you know, he's been in it the whole time. You know, Q-Tip and him are homeboys. I heard him and Q-Tip are like friends. That makes me happy. And so I'm just like, yeah, I had to blow Leo a kiss. I'm like, that's the man. You know, I think it was that Lil Nas X. You know, he's getting some shine. I'm not hating on that. So this is the first room, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I mean, and obviously there's the music's blaring. But I'm like, oh, dude, there's no one here. There's one Latin family, but they were cool. They were doing their own thing. I was doing my thing, and so they weren't tripping on me, you know. And so see, that's the family. They were cool, you know. And then, but the thing is, I was smart because like they were doing their thing, and because I had to take a shit. Oh, Meryl Streep. I mean, you can't say much more. I mean, that's the legend right there. But yeah, I had to take a shit, and so after I came back out, there was no one there. I had to punch Jimmy Fallon in the chin. Yeah, and my favorite Jimmy Fox movie is Django Unchained, right? Yeah, Django Unchained. So now I'm like, okay, where do I go? And I think this is the part where I actually do go to the bathroom. Yeah, see now, because I find out where the bathrooms are, and I'm like, dude, I have to take a shit. So I go in here. I'm walking in here, and so I'm like, okay, because I kind of wanted, since I kind of like the idea that I had the whole place to myself. Even though there was that one family, I wasn't tripping on them, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit my because I went to Forever 21 to get. I was just like, I don't know why I was in there, but I had I got a T-shirt. I got like a LA Raiders shirt. Look at my face. I look like a goblin. Why am I even adding this into the vlog? You know what? It's too late. God, I look like a goblin. No, I look like a troll. Look at that. Look at that Asian troll. Look at that double chin. Dude, I need to like start eating healthier. Look at that. I'll tell you this much, nothing healthy came out of my butt. That was all juice and seaweed. But anyway, so I'm done. I'm like, okay, now I got the whole spot to myself, and it's like now it's at this point it's kind of like Disneyland. It's like an amusement park or a haunted house. You know what? It's more of a haunted house, you know, than a museum, than a wax museum. Look at these iconic posters, huh? I thought that was cool. Yeah. All right, John, you got it. We know you got it like that. Yeah, I had to touch his lips. Because a grease of lightning, go grease lightning. And then I'm walking down the stairs, and like lo and behold, who do I see? The OG homeboy, Jack Nicholson. And I don't have to remind you about The Shining. I mean, that was a piece of art right there. Look at this guy. He's been in the game for how long? I had to shoot the shit with him and just kick it. Look at him. That looks exactly like him too. And that's the thing about this wax museum is, I'm sure if you walked in here on mushrooms or acid, you would have a whole different experience because they might start talking to you, or you might see. And then you go walk into this room, and then you have the OG queen, Joan Rivers. Speaking of Joan Rivers, I highly recommend you watching her documentary. She's got a documentary out, A Piece of Work. Documentary, Joan Rivers, and I highly recommend watching that. I had to go back to Joan Rivers again. That looks very accurate, very close. And then I think that's George Burns. I don't know every single one. Look, just go through the itinerary at Madame Tussauds, because it's like I was, I don't know every single, Charlie Chaplin. I know Judy, let me see, because I have these so I'm walking through here, and I think I'm about to enter room 7 right here. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's the best having this place to yourself. So go at nighttime. If you can have the place to yourself, it's a treat. And there you go. Now we're talking, right? Now we're talking. We got Dorothy, Judy Garland. We got, I mean, that looks, how real do they look? I mean, even if you were like a little bit high walking in here or something, you would probably you might get paranoid. I mean, if you got paranoid in here and you're by yourself, I would probably have, like an employee escort me through the walkthrough, because it's more cryptic than if anything. I mean, look how real they look. I mean, look at their teeth and even their skin and hair. So let me see. So we are in. I think we're about to run into Katharine Hepburn too. I don't know why I did that. I was just kind of being playful. Oh yeah, look at this handsome guy. He's the OG. This is like, look at that. Can you get any better looking than that? James Dean was the man. I wish I had a. Okay. I think we did pass Katharine Hepburn. Did we not? I don't know. But anyway, if we already passed her, my favorite Katharine Hepburn movie is called On Golden Pond, and I actually, on a past album, Duraflame Pencil, I actually looped some of the stuff on that album, and yeah, I made some music out of it. Let me see. Now we're in room 7, right? We got, I think Humphrey Bogart, right? Oh, there she is. That's Katharine Hepburn. I'm sorry. So I'm in the wrong room. Okay. Humphrey Bogart, Katharine Hepburn on Golden Pond. Go check out that movie. It's really heartfelt. Henry Fonda's in it. Jane Fonda's in it. What was I going to say? At this point, I'm realizing there's no one here but me, and this is just, I feel like I'm getting away. Oh God, Enter the Dragon. I got to give a shout out to the homeboy Bruce Lee. I mean, look at that. Look at those abs. Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm soaking it all in. I mean, at this point, there was one employee that walked through. See that door on the left there? Like, there was an employee that, like, walked into that. But then, oh, look at this queen. That looks exactly like Audrey Hepburn. Look at that. I actually had a selfie with her, and and then the king. And then you got Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, this dude was a genius, right? This dude had a different kind of mind, right? The way he wrote out his movies and all that. But yeah, I mean, look at the king. That looks exactly like Elvis Presley. I mean, look at those lips, his hair. I highly recommend coming here at nighttime. Come at night by yourself. It's the best. Okay, so now I'm going into the Western theme room, and you got your. Oh, actually, no. I actually was gonna go to left, but then I'm like, oh, okay. There's a horror room, and I mean, how scary is that? You know what? Since Halloween's coming up, you should, instead of going in a haunted house, you should come here instead to Madame Tussauds. Because don't let your kid walk around unattended. Oh, we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the motherfucker. That looks exactly like Sarah Michelle Gellar, right? I mean, that's scary. That looks like something you don't want in your room. Something that mummified. You don't. I mean, look how scary that is. I mean, if you had that on your front lawn during Halloween, like all the kids they wouldn't even trick or treat at your spot. Oh, and then we got Lecter, Hannibal Lecter, and that looks exactly like Anthony Hopkins. I mean, look at that. That looks exactly like Anthony Hopkins. And Edward Scissorhands, I mean, that does look like Johnny Depp, but that's scary. I mean, just like his facial expression and everything. Look at this. Genius. Hopkins. And so, so I walk, and I'm like, okay, now I have to loop around, and then I run into Antonio Banderas, looking handsome. Okay. I mean, look at those eyebrows. I mean, look at that chest hair. I had to touch the chest hair. I had to do it. And then you got the OG John Wayne. He reminds me a lot of my old wrestling coach at Poway, Wayne Brandsetter. I mean, they're like identical. Then, oh man, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint. You can't forget Clint Eastwood. That's a damn good movie. That's another movie I looped, and I was sampling off the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think that was like when I first started doing Lil Ray. When Lil Ray started doing his stuff. And then we got Robert Redford. I mean, is that Robert Redford? Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Yeah, Paul Newman's in the house. Yeah, Robert Redford. Yeah, I'm digging the Western room. I'm having a good time. I had to look at all the nameplates, and I'm like, I should have taken my time, but I was afraid they were going to close, so I just kept going. I just kept like, and this room is my favorite room because you got John Travolta from Grease, and that's a damn good movie. A Grease of Lightning. Go Grease Lightning, no, Grease Lightning, go. And then, but my favorite part, look at this handsome guy. My favorite part, and then you got Axel Foley. I had to kick it with the homie. I had a good time watching Beverly Hills Cop when I was younger. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. If you haven't seen Eddie Murphy's comedy specials, go back and watch Raw and Delirious. I mean, this dude was a phenom at like 18 years old. He was like doing comedy specials. But this is like one of my favorite movies, The Godfather. I mean, you have the master himself, Marlon Brando, chilling, and then you got Michael Corleone. You got to respect the Corleones, you know, because they'll put a hit on you. And they need to be on top. And then what more can you say about Steven Spielberg? Too many movies to name. And then you got E.T. You got E.T. in the background there. And then I was happy to see this because I grew up with Dirty Dancing and Patrick Swayze. I mean, look at those beautiful feet. I mean, they got his face perfect. They got his hair perfect. It looks exactly like him in Dirty Dancing. Then you got another favorite movie, a series of movies, Rocky Balboa, The Italian Stallion. I mean, do you know that he wrote all those movies as well? He wrote the movies. He acted in the movies. I mean, Indiana Jones. You know, I'll be your short round. Let me roll with you, dog. Yeah, and E.T. That's, you know. I mean, I grew up with E.T. And I'm kicking myself in the ass because it's like, man, because you saw Tom, right? You saw Forrest Gump right there. I wanted to get a selfie with Forrest Gump because that looks a spitting image of the movie with the box of chocolates going down. Yeah. All right, Hallie. Looking good. Even, James Craig, right? Is it James Craig? God, I'm losing. Okay, no, I have, Daniel Craig. Sorry, not James Craig. Daniel Craig, Jackie Chan, There's too many to name. All right, Jennifer, take it easy. Yeah. Hunger Games, I like the first Hunger Games, but I'm digging this. See, this is my shit. This Goodfellas right here, that looks exactly like him in the movie. And that, by the way, that's one of the best movies ever made, Goodfellas. If you don't own it, buy it today. This guy's a genius right here. We're about to go into Quentin Tarantino land with Uma doing the Kill Bill, holding the samurai sword like a G, about to decapitate a head off. There you go. Quentin Tarantino, man, Reservoir Dogs, all that, Pulp Fiction, all that shit. This guy's a genius. And then Denzel, I was happy to see Denzel. I bought Training Day. I enjoyed it. I love the essays in that movie. Oh my God. I mean, again, if you're a straight guy, tell me you wouldn't kiss those lips. Look at those lips. I mean, he's one of the most handsomest guys. And even like Bruce and Zach. Die Hard's got to be one of the best movies ever made too. That's something that you should own too, Die Hard. And Zach's just, he's been in the game too, you know, this whole time. I didn't really focus. Yeah. And I was like, why is there a Halo like thing standing there? But yeah, this was probably the last 2 or 3 rooms were probably my favorites because I'm like I had to get close to Robert. I'm like, dude, how real do they look? And then I think we're about to enter the sci-fi, you know, obviously Wolverine, Terminator. I mean, I don't even have to say a lot. Like, you probably own these movies too, huh? You know, shout out to Edward Furlong, you know. I know he's doing, like, conventions and stuff and still, like, you know, he's still around doing his thing. Shout out to King Kong. And now I think we go to sci-fi. Now, see that one employee right there? Excuse me. Right there? That was, like, one of the other only humans that I've seen thus far. Then then we're about to go, like, we're about to Trekkie the fuck out right here, you know? Yeah, I mean, look at these handsome geniuses flying to outer space. My favorite Star Trek movie is Nemesis because Tom Hardy's in it. And then shout out to Will Smith. You've been in it. And then, is that Whitney? I didn't even realize Whitney. Yeah, wow. But look at this. Again, talk about handsome, huh? Look at how real Justin Bieber looks. Look at his tattoos. Look at his beautiful brown eyes. his nose, his facial hair. I mean, those are natural full lips, ladies. I'm sorry to break it to you. I mean, the neck tattoo just look at this guy. He's just, now we're entering, this is like, now we're in the music room. We got the homie from Long Beach, Snoop. You know, I've always loved Snoop, you know. Yeah, you just, you know. You just, you know. I mean, Beyonce and, I mean, I think they, as far as like the realism, I think they captured it well. So I mean, even like Elton John, that looks pretty real, you know. And I'm sorry, I don't know who this is. You're gonna have to comment below. I mean, this is the one. I mean, I couldn't research every single person because I'm trying to get this video done and everything. So you're going to have to, like, comment below, like, as far as the names that I missed or whatnot. Because I was, like, again, I felt rushed, and I was scared at this point. Michael, why'd you do it, man? Why do you got Band-Aids on your finger, Mike? Oh, Mike. I mean, look at, even Justin looks real. I mean, and that's, like, I mean, that's his attire, too. Borderline, feels like I'm going to lose my mind. Keep on pushing my love. And then Taylor, I didn't realize how tall. I mean, she's not short. She's pretty tall. I just don't. Taylor, like, leave Charlie XCX alone because she's no threat. I mean, she does completely different music than you, Taylor. So just, like, let her, like, thrive in her own lane. And because you're already on top of the mountain. And then, I will fall in love with you. I could fall in love with you. I could fall in love with you. I could fall in love with you. Selena. And then look what I did. Look at how much respect I gave her. I pointed at her and I gave it a thumbs up. And did I do that with anybody else? No. Because, you know, I've been in LA for a minute. I lived on the east side. I lived near Echo Park and Silver Lake. I know the deal, you know. Selena, I mean, that's an icon right there. And she had some hits, man. The movie is good, too. I think J-Lo plays Selena. And so I think this is towards the end. And I'm like, okay, I should probably start figuring out how to get out of here because it's like a maze at this point. Not only this, so they offer you some kind of like movie at the end too or something. They offer a thing that I didn't want to, because this person kind of flagged me down and said, hey, this presentation's going to start in like 15 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to do the walkthrough. And so this part, I didn't know what it was, but it's like basically a history of like Madame Tussauds and like just like all the artifacts or whatnot. And so I thought this was a cool ending, you know, as far as like the ending of the whole walkthrough. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So if you wanted to like pause and like read some of this stuff, I don't know how, like, okay, you could probably read that if you like freeze frame it and pause it. You could read some stuff about Madame Tussauds, and then yeah, I thought that this was a good way to end the tour, you know. And then that's cool that they have the Beatles album. That's actually a really trippy album. I think that's when they started tripping on experimenting with LSD or whatnot. And yeah, because their music did get different once they started messing with the hallucinogenics. But there you go. I definitely highly recommend actually at least coming here once, but maybe you don't have to come here since I gave you the whole walkthrough, and so there's no surprises. And that's why I wanted to talk to these cats at the beginning, because I'm like, hey, is it cool to film? And then she had to like call the manager, and then she came back on the walkie-talkie. She's like, well, if you have a crew and like equipment, and we don't really allow that. And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm literally a small YouTuber. I'm using my phone. So she was cool with it, you know? So I was happy that she was, compliant and mindful about it. And this is the end where you get like, I guess, pretty soon. So we're at the tail end of it where, they show you like the molds or whatnot. And then they offer you like these package deals on what, like, sculpt a figure. I don't know. I was gonna do that. I was like, I should head home, you know. The next room, I think there's one more room. Yeah, because we're entering. Yeah, okay. So this is like the superhero room, and then this is actually the last room. Is the comic book superhero? What's up, Sam? What's up, Captain? We're chilling. What's up, Thor? And yeah, and so this is basically the end of the tour. I was just looking in here. I didn't know what that was, you know. And I was just kind of like, I was getting kind of hungry again. Chilling. And I love Robert Downey. Yeah. I just want to get close up to a lot of these things because the closer you get, the more realistic and human they look. Okay, so now we're at the very end of the tour, and so you kind of funnel out on the side of Hollywood Boulevard into like a souvenir store. You could buy little knickknacks, trinkets, stickers, teddy bears, posters, shirts, and then I just said peace to the dude, and then so when you exit here to the left, you go and then I'm saying, hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the vlog. You know, I highly recommend coming here, and then you should come here at night, and I probably said the price of it, and then I said, you know, I had a great experience. My favorite parts are this and that. You know, go to youtube.com/SteeBee'S, subscribe today, like and share, and yeah, and then I'm just basically giving him respect and a shout out. And so, but I didn't get to finish. So you end up at the hat store, and that's it. So I highly recommend going, and go at least once. All right, peace.